What is going on, guys? It's Darius Mirka, and today I'm here with my Cyberse deck profile. To be honest, this deck is a little bit underrated in terms of capability and consistency. Because of the new support like Ladybug Debug here, the consistency of the deck has increased tremendously, and it can actually extra link right now, and I have to show it right now. And in the competitive scene, it can actually beat Skystriker really easy if it can go through with its combo. So that's kind of want to show here, but and you may think, can it also go in second? Probably not. Always go first with this deck, or else you cannot compete with it. But anyway, let's get into the deck profile. So for starters, we have three Lady Debug, of course. This is the main search of the deck, and the Stratos of the deck, which is really crazy. And once you see this in your hands, this is honestly your opening start, because you're gonna search this card. This is the most important one in the entire deck actually, because this one can actually get 4 monsters out with 2 cards. If you can make something that does special summon itself from your hand, plus summon this, you can summon 4 monsters from. You can summon 3 monsters from basically your deck. So it's kind of broken in my opinion. It's really interesting actually, and 3 copies of Witcher Kit. Witcher Kit is really interesting in its aspect with promotion, or whatever it's called. I don't know the names, but it's really good because you can get because if you have these 2 in your hand, you can get 4 monsters down on your field, so you can actually easily link spam there. So that is the 3 off. Now for some 2 off backup secretary, another extender, really good extender actually. Balance Lords, really good extender too, and 2 Cyberse gadgets. I was supposing to play 3 in the beginning, but I feel like 2 is much better because you want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. So that's why I'm cutting down to just 2, so you only see it once or maybe twice sometimes. For 1-offs, we play 1 Inflow Flyer, that's Dotscaper, Sea Aversion, Chiefs. Sorry, I'm bad at names. That's what I want to say. But anyway, this card is actually really decent actually, because you can is an extender like backup secretary, except that you had to summon a monster to a link zone where a link monster points to. So it's kind of neat. But if you send it to the graveyard, you can actually summon it back right there. So already pretty decent. You can actually send it to the grave with Flame Buffalo. This thing, or just this monster, is crazy if you link it off, because you can send this monster from your hand to the grave to draw 2 cards. You can set Dotscaper, you special summon it, you draw 2 cards. Okay, pretty good in my opinion, of course. The last one of is Slim Temporal, because it's only can target level 4, which I found not the best way to actually go with this card. So I was thinking of running maybe 2 if it says level 4 or lower. But anyway, for normal monsters we play 3 Protron. This is the main monster you want to summon out with, the one that spams out the monsters. So this is really good because it's level 1. It doesn't matter if you see it, as long as if you can keep it out of your hand, you're pretty much good to go if you can do your combo thing. Digitron and 1 Beatron, because we're playing with Nightmare, so we have to take different names at the same time. It kind of hinders the ability of it a little bit. And we also play Cyberse Magician actually, for fun fact. We're not summoning it, except for very dramatic circumstances where you need to summon it sometimes. That's the only reason you're summoning it, or else you do not. That's what I say. But still, 1, it is a garnet, but you can pitch it with your Nightmare, so it doesn't matter. That's for the monsters, verse 26. Now for the spells, Silent Ritual, of course, because you need to search your Magician, of course. So yeah, that's probably the reason why you're playing it. For 2 off, 1-time passcode, really amazing because you get a token, so it's an extender, so really good there. 2 gold sack for banishing your Balance Lord or Dotscaper. Doesn't matter, just one of them, it's fine. It's an extender card anyway. And 2 called Grave, because this is a combo deck. You need to make sure you don't get hand trap. 1 hand trap can literally destroy this deck. That's what I have learned from my experience. And 2 more legacy submissions, but I found this really interesting because you can play it relatively easy with this card, but is the only reason you're playing is because it's a monster reborn and extend at the same time if you're comboing off at the same time. So real good there. For one for one, because you want to get that monster out as fast as you can. So Soldier says you win the duel, of course, Foolish Burial, Monster Reborn, and Unexpected Die, because you want to tube out your normal monsters as fast as you can, so you can take them out of your deck as fast as you can. But anyway, that's for the main deck, exactly 40, because I like consistency. Now for the extra deck, there's no side deck because it depends on your guys' choice, so that's why there's no side deck. Firewall Dragon, of course, you can actually extra deck without Firewall, and there's some matches where you don't even, and there's sometimes where you don't need Firewall at all, so that's kind of funny. The boss monster of the entire deck, you don't need it. It's just a monster that is there, and sometimes can spam you off with monsters. One Transcode, because this thing is one of the most craziest Cybers I have ever seen, because it does so much into the deck, that's for sure. X-Code Talker sometimes, because you can lock your opponent down for monster zone, so you, whenever you extra linking, you also lock your opponent's main monster zone down, so that's really good. Power Code Talker for big monsters you have to run over, like Spiral Sleeper as an example, if you haven't resolved on it. But it's still fine because it's still an effect veiler on legs, but it's still decent in its aspects. And Trigate Wizard, because you cannot make it into the extra link combo, but it's still a really good card, and as long as it's a Cyberse, that's all that matters. So that's for the high links. Now for the low links, there's 10 low links monsters. Don't believe me or not, and you can actually link with them really easy. One Cyber Switch, because you want to get the Magician and the spell card, the ritual spell, because you want to pitch them for their nightmares. One Flame Amstrada, really nice card because you can boost your Link Master's attack by 800, and it's all your Link Masters. That's why you only play one, because you can only control one, but also because it's really busted because you can increase your Master's attack by 800. That's insane. One Honeybot, because it's a good protection actually, and if you can make Cyberse Magician on this side, on this Link Zone, Honeybot punch you have basically infinable walls that you cannot destroy by battle or target any of your monsters by card effects. That's one thing that I like. For Nightmares, we'll play one Cerberus, one Goblin, and one Phoenix. Oh, sorry. That's all the Nightmares you want to play. You don't want to play Unicorn at all, Griffin, or Mermaids. Just these three. They're fine, and we're really good to it. For Link 1, we play Link Spider, Link Reaper, Link Disciple, and honestly, the worst Link Monster, everyone was saying it's the worst Link Monster ever, but in this combo, it's good. Link Devolter. It's actually one of the best reasons why this extra link is possible. But anyway, that's the extra link. Now I will show you the tutorial on how to extra link your opponent. Okay guys, this is the hand you want to play with, of course. So it kind of looks simple as anything you've seen on the Cyberse deck. Anyway, let me show you how you can extra link in this deck. So this is your hand. You have to have combo grave is just here just to show that, to make sure you can go through with the combo. But anyway, you need these 4 to complete it, or actually these 3. This one I want to talk about when we get to the point. But anyway, let's get onto the combo. So first off, you're gonna normal summon your Lady Debug. Lady Debug lets you search a link, a level 3 or lower Cyberse from your deck. So you're gonna search your promo. Next, you're gonna play your Gold Sarcophagus. This card allows you to banish your Balancer Lords. So already there, pretty good. Then you're gonna trigger Balancer Lord's effect, so you can special summon any level 4 lower monster from your hand. So you can summon your Witcher Kit. Witcher Kit's effect triggers you can summon your promoter from your hands. But it's really important that you put it all the way to the side actually. But anyway, you're gonna use the promoter's effect to tribute Witcher Kit for summoning 3 of your small ones here. It's really good to have actually. So you already have 5 monsters on board with just 3 cards, so pretty decent I guess. But what's really important on the start of the combo, you have to have at least 1 spell in your graveyard. That's what's the most important thing. Next, you're gonna link one of these off into Link Disciples. So I can put it right here, I guess. Or I can actually do this. So, excuse me. I'm gonna take these away. Then, you're gonna put Link Disciples here. Then you're gonna activate. Next, you're gonna I guess I'll put it here so we can see. Next you're gonna link another one of these up to make link the border, which says once this card is link summoned, you cannot link summon any monster that's link 3 or higher. So already they're pretty stupid. But you're gonna use your link disciples effect to tribute your monster, so you can draw one card and put it right back on the bottom. I just use this as an example that you can just draw it and put it right back. It doesn't matter what you draw as long, but because you mulligan your hand and you can get breaks out like your Cyberse, Magician and Silent cards out, that's all the way there is to it. Anyway, next, Link the Bolus effect activates so you can get 2 tokens since it was triggered while co-linked. So you get 2 tokens, that's link 1, that's also important. Next, you're gonna link this up with one of the tokens, that's also important, to make Cyberse Magician, or Cyber Switch, excuse me. Next, you're gonna link 2 masters up, that's to make a Nightmare. But the most important thing, it has to be Nightmare Phoenix, and you have to have Cyber Switch on this side, not the other one, but this side. It's really important for the combo actually. Since you summon a monster on one of its link points, you can banish one spell from your grave to search these 2 from your deck. So it's really important that you can. So it's really good that you can actually take one of them back to the bottom of your deck for this monster by triggering this, and you get 2 tokens. So it's really good when you combo up. So now you have 4 cards in your hand already right there. So really crazy, right? Yeah, pretty crazy. Next, you're gonna link these 2 up into Nightmare Goblin. Now, Goblin's effect lets you pitch 1 card from your hand. It's really important that you actually pitch this one. Actually, it's really important for the combo, but not for the combo itself. But because if you draw, because this one is cold, since Goblin is cold, you can draw 1 card. So if you draw into a 1-for-1, you can pitch this from your hand. So because you want them in your graveyard actually, so you can do some synergy play here. So we just discard Sign of Ritual. Then you get to draw 1 card, so you actually get out to 4 cards anyway. So it's really good. Now, here comes the important thing. Since you can normal summon to Goblin's field, you have to have at least an extender that you can get an extra monster on. As an example, you have to have a monster that can special summon any monster from your hand. At least get you 2 monsters onto the field, like Witcher Kid as an example, if you can summon 1 from your hand. But as an example here, let me just find it. If you have Cyberse gadgets as an example, you can summon one of the level 2 or lower monster from your graveyard to your field. That's one of the things that you can summon here, and you get a monster back. But it's important that you can actually get at least 2 monsters out onto your field. Really easy actually. But as long as you're not special summon something on Goblin's point zone, that is the most important thing. But I use this as an example because any monster, if the card you have is not something that you get up to 2 months, the Core Battle Grave had to be an extender to summon out. But since you're playing so many extenders, it's really easy to actually do, because it's really important to the combo actually. But anyway, next you're gonna activate Synchronicity effect to get your level 4 monster back to your hands, like your lady. So you get it back to your hands, so you have 3 cards again. To summon it to Cyberse, which link point, because this point's down here. And since you have it right here, it's the reason why you're playing here. Next, you're gonna normal summon Ladybug to the field. You cannot search this hard once per turn. But next, you're gonna link these 2 up into Nightmare Service. I think you can all see where it's going to right now. Next, Cyber Switch effect says, if you have used her effect this turn, you can summon any level 4 lower Cyberse monster from your graveyard, which is really crazy. So as long as you have access to at least 1 level 1 monster at the end of all this, you're good to go. So just summon it anywhere you like on the size, because it doesn't say it has to point to it. So you just summon. Next, you're gonna link off into Link Repo, and that's how you do the extra link and still have 2 cards left in your hand. Most scenarios, or sometimes just Cyberse Magician left if you didn't have extender, but you will have them, sure. But anyway, this is the combo, how you can extra link your opponent, or just extra link in general in this deck. But there's actually another thing you can do, because if your opponent doesn't out this board, you can actually OTK them during the next turn. The only thing you have to have, and I mean the only thing you have to have, is 1 monster that is a Cyberse. one monster as a Cyberse or access to a Cyberse monster. Since you have, but there's so high potential that you actually will get one because you're OTKing your opponent during their next turn. So let me just show it. So I just take Cyberse gadget as an example here. The first thing you're gonna do is link these two up into Cyberse Tri-Gate Wizard. Sorry. Since Goblin and Cerberus are still on the field, Tri-Gate can actually banish one card on the field. So you can banish one card, and you don't have to worry about getting removed at all. Since there's points here and co-linked here. Next, here comes the important thing. You have to have at least one Cyberse on the field. So you just use gadgets as an example here. You just summon it here as an example. Next you're gonna link, but you don't have to use this effect. You can technically do it, but you don't have to do it. Next you're gonna link these two up, and since we mostly will have at least one monster on the field, it doesn't matter, to make transcode Torga here. That's really important that you can get access to it. You may thinking, why can't I just make, what kind of link can I else make in order to do it? Well, if you didn't have an effect monster, you can actually make this Flame Straddle, so you can just do it like this. But you can also make transcode right up here. But mostly just play it here because these two will gain 500 attack plus they cannot get targets. So, but they cannot get target anyway. So you can already see how much damage you have on board right now. You have easily over 8,000 now. But that's the whole combo tutorial on how to do the many things and what this deck is able to do. And I put firewall here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on the notification bell, and we'll see you guys next time.